me, and many of you did.
This meeting is being recorded.
And I'm ready to go through them right now. So let me go through the questions and the updates that I have and open up for additional questions from there. I want to make sure that I cover everything that you guys sent it to me. This meeting is about Sloan's Lake. There is a lot of questions and a lot of things going on in Sloan's Lake. If there is any other questions about other parks, and because we only have half an hour, let's chat, and I can meet with you guys, or I can respond and direct the information to you guys as a follow-up from this meeting. But let's keep it focused to Arno, to the Arno questions on Sloan's Lake. So the first question that I had has to do with the water quality, algae mitigation, and we do have an active project studying the water quality of Sloan's Lake. And I'm going to drop in a link here. So our sister department, the Department of Public Health and Environment, does monitor our lake water in a daily basis, and it is a collaboration that we do together. There is a maintenance and monitoring that DPR does in conjunction with the DPHG, and there is their own monitoring as well. So this information is available to the public. There is a one-pager for each lake within a system. So if you are interested to know what other lakes are doing in our system, go check it out. You're also going to find information about Sloan's Lake. So currently we are investigating the water quality and the issues. There is an active study. The solution of the water quality that we have with Sloan's Lake is still on the discussion. It is a partnership solution. It's not just City and County and Denver. We have other municipalities, and we have our partners like Mile High District and others that are involved. This is a system-wide solution, and City, County, and Denver is talking to everyone so we can achieve a solution for Sloan's Lake. The solution and the next steps after this study is completed is going to be ongoing, and then we can update you guys more in late 2022 once we have more conversations with our partners and really understand better what is the future solution for the issues that we have for water quality. So hopefully, Jennifer, thank you so much for your comment on the questions. I will address that after I go to my questions, okay? But I do have that specific topic in my list here to talk about. So water quality mitigation, hopefully I answer most of the questions. If you have more, feel free to talk about it. So Sloan's Lake streets closure. So as you guys know, it happened during 2020, 2021. We did close through traffic in not only Sloan's Lake, but in a lot of our parks in our system. And the future of that intervention due to the pandemic is right now, the street closures are in place. There is no indication that we are going to open to through traffic again. Right now, we are investigating solutions to the barricades. We don't have a permanent solution yet to, I know there is some issues of cars just going around the barricades and going through, like we have our rangers and our maintenance team assistant when they see that happen. The future of the actual road, what's going to happen to it, I don't have a final solution yet. Is under discussion. It will take a funding to any solution that we implement in the future. There will be also community engagement for it. So right now, the update that I have, the barricades are staying, and we are still wrapping our heads around what's going to happen to the roads and what is going to be the permanent solution for it. There is no funding to any solution, so it's something that we need to incorporate into our capital improvement planning process. So thank you so much, Ben. Any of you came to the Ask a Planner event that Councilwoman Sandoval hosted. That was an amazing event, so many great questions. And I got one about this Sloan's Lake Pelican Bridge. I did give you guys a little bit of a snippet. There was a lot of consideration about the Pelican, and the bridge in the Pelican has been not working for a long time, for a few years. And it wasn't like a just, oh, let's just fix it. For the longest part, we couldn't figure out what was causing. Our maintenance team was fixing, changing parts, and it was a very temporary fix. And soon enough, the fountain wasn't working. And it became to a point that we had to stop the quick fix and then start initiating a design solution for a permanent fix. But then it came to attention that the Pelican, the actual fountain, is such an iconic feature of the park, of that bridge. And just replacing the fountain itself wasn't really going to be favorable because the community is so attached to the Pelican. So we went through few iterations of brainstorming. It took us a couple years to get the bridge funded, and it is a partnership with our Department of Transportation team, DOTI. Is a DOTI project. We don't. It's a structural project, a bridge. We don't build bridges. We need to partner with them to make that project happen. And at the time that the bridge was funded, the Pelican wasn't part of the project. So we went through a lot of consideration how we can implement the solution. So good news is we're able to incorporate the Pelican to the bridge project. What's happening right now, the design is going through 100% design review, construction documents, and it's going out to bidding construction this spring. The fountain is not changing. We're staying with the Pelican. It's a beautiful fountain. We are fixing the internal plumbing to prevent the ongoing clogging. And then with the bridge and with the project itself, we believe it's going to be a permanent solution for the clogging and the issues than just changing the parts of the Pelican. So hopefully the Pelican can stay functionable for a long time. And but we will continue to monitor what is the situation of that clogging. So hopefully that answered the question. I did get a lot of questions about trees. So our forest team, they are in charge of monitoring and the health of our trees. And then if there is any diseased trees or any tree that needed to be removed because of those conditions, they will do so, because one tree that has been diseased, can spread the issue to others and then really jeopardize a healthy canopy on a park. So they do go ahead and pull trees that need to be replaced. Our forestry team also replant them. So once a tree is removed, there is soon enough another one to replace it. Currently, there is a lot going on in Sloan's Lake as far as active projects, and there might be certain areas that any future tree planting is postponed because of active construction or active project that would be detrimental to any establishment of new trees if we go ahead and plant now. So stay tuned to additional information as we receive them, as far as what is the plan to continue to replace trees in the park. So it's something that we do not only for Sloan's Lake, but other parks too. Let me go ahead to additional questions here. We also received a lot of questions about what's going on with the gun club, and I believe the question in the chat from Jennifer, thank you for submitting that. So there was an early email that I received as well, and Scott Gilmore, my deputy director, my leadership responded directly, and I believe that the messaging was shared to some of the RNO's representatives here. If you have not received that messaging, please reach out to your RNO representative. If not, I can connect you to Scott Gilmore. But if you want to contact him directly about the gun club, here his email address, and you can ask him directly. He specifically asked to direct any questions about the gun club to him, and And please feel free to reach out to me if you cannot connect to him. But all questions are related to the gun club will be answered through our leadership. Let me go ahead here to additional questions.
I had a question about the lawn reclamation project on the north side of the lake. Could you update us on the progress of that?
So there is always an opportunity to do a restoration project. I believe that was triggered as an opportunity from the water quality study. Let me get here on my notes. I have additional notes on that. Give me a second here to locate that. I think did I close it? No, did I close it? Hold on a second here. I'm so sorry. I think I closed my notes on that. It's a online database, actually. My notes is a pretty intricate database, which is pretty powerful, but if you close it, it takes a minute to load. Okay, it is part of the environment assessment that's ongoing right now. I can give you additional information about the timing of that. There is not really a timeline update on the database that I have right now, but it's something specific to the timing that you're asking.
Well, and exactly what is happening? They've covered it with a plastic type sheet. Could you explain the process, what's being done, and what the outcome is hoped?
So it might be related to this study, the water quality study. The means of what they're covering, I'm not well versed on the technical aspect of the work. I can get the information and follow up back with you guys.
Okay.
I'm not very well versed on the technicality and the in and outs of why we need to cover the grounds, but I can get the information to you.
There were some issues on the shore of the lake where some of the berms have come down and are in need of repair. Can you update us on that?
So any lake restoration, it is current ongoing. I can follow up back with the details of specific technical updates on that. I don't have that on my database. I'm so sorry. I can follow up on that on the specific lake mitigation. And also, I believe a lot of these interventions as part of this study, they need to collect samples.
Yeah, Sensore Eads has filled us in on some of the things that are being done.
Yes, she's the project manager. So if you recently talked to her, you probably have the most latest information. She would have been the person I would contact to get the information. So if you already met with her, then you know more than me right now.
Okay, good. What about the building on the north side of the lake? What's it called? It's by the marina. And it's where the park, there's a lot of park maintenance. There's some restrooms there. And I think that's part of the program to improve that. Could you give us the process for improving that? Who's going to be involved? And
Are you talking about the boxing club?
no, the one on the other side of the lake.
The boathouse. He's talking about the boathouse.
The boathouse.
Oh, the boathouse. So there is a lot of conversations about these buildings. As you know, the RISE bond was approved by voters, and then we received some funding to reimagine what these buildings can be. So right now, I really don't have any additional information of what's going to happen to that building and the timeline, because we just received the approved bond, and then we still yet to determine all these steps. There will be community engagement involvement for this project, And then once we kick off the project, you guys will be notified of that, and you'll be able to participate on the project committee engagement. Is also the same, along the lines, the same update for the boxing club, because of that, the Rise Bond project, it triggered us to take a look on the existing structures of the park.
Has there been a specific amount of money dedicated to both of those building renovations?
Right now that I know of, there is funding to study it. There is no, that I know of, there is no funding for a active project, but I can double check that.
Okay.
Actually going to plug in the link of the Rise Bond, and that probably will answer your funding question. Give me a moment, let me plug that in. Any additional questions what we went over? All right, if no additional questions, I will give a quick update on.
Actually, Anna, I did send a chat request to find out some updates on the improvements planned for the park in regards to the playgrounds, the tennis courts, and the boathouse. Can you address that, please?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question is, there's a lot of fencing around playgrounds and tennis courts, and I, heard some discussion about plans for the boathouse at the marina. Could you please address what the plans are for those areas?
So there is no plans that I can report right now, because we are still going over is studying what's going to be possibly feasible with the boathouse and the marina. There is an active bridge project which I updated the community already in, and I did link in the Rise Go Bond funding and our boathouse maintenance shop link from our DPR website, and the park master plan as a reference for you guys. So there's not much I can update on the marina and the boathouse right now, because we are in the midst of actually just studying it. As far as the playground, the fencing around it is the mobilization for construction. We went through so the playground for the Sloan's Lake on the southwest corner, together with the courts, is a bond project, and we went through concept design in 2020 and 2021. And the construction fence is mobilization for construction. We did have a setback with the timeline for construction. We were not able to kick off construction in Q4 2021. The construction commencement was on hold because we had issues with permitting. And we are still waiting for our permits. And once we get the permits, and then the contractor that's already received notice to proceed can commence. And the fencing is for that, because they mobilized the area to secure the area for construction. But now we're waiting for permits. And once we get the permits, and then the construction will begin. So my project update about the playground as well.
Sorry, Ana Claudia, could I just chime in really quick? Brenda,
Sure.
just to clarify, that project does include the tennis courts also on the south side.
Yes,
so
that's correct.
That's why there is fencing across all that area, because
Okay,
those tennis
so
courts will also be
basically
included.
that's been designed, it's just a permit issue right now.
Correct.
Mhm.
They have mobilized for construction, and there has been some delays due to the permitting process
Thank you.
on that project.
I have
Yeah,
a
so
related to future kinds of things with the park, replacement of the barricades with the boxing club, the boathouse. There's a lot of history in the neighborhood around Sloan's Lake. A lot of history in the Jewish community, a lot of history with Thomas Sloan's, a lot of history. It's been a native of Hispanic Americans live in the area. Um, any thoughts to how any future design projects can incorporate the special history of the neighborhood in terms of design? This isn't just a park that's just like any place in the city. This is a park that has a special history. The old amusement park. And it seems to me that when we design things, we need to think of the neighborhood that's reflected. This isn't a neighborhood that can be replicated in Washington Park. It's different than City Park. And it seems to me it's of critical importance that the design reflects the neighborhood that surrounds it and the neighborhood history. So that's my speech.
Thank you, Dennis. That's what we strive for every day working as a planner, that our parks do reflect the communities and the voice. It is one of my passions as a planner. So thank you so much for this feedback. I will definitely relay that, hey, we are here to really reflect the community, and hopefully we can continue to do so. So thank you so much. So there is, like I said, I'm so sorry, there is a hard stop for me at 6 o'clock, and I don't wanna to, I wanted to allow some more time for questions and discussion if needed, but we also can meet again if necessary. So the update about the playground, and I believe many of you were part of that community process for the design of the playground and the courts update. As I mentioned, there is permitting issues that we encountered through the process of the playground, and so sorry to notify you guys today, but due to permitting issues, the splash pad will not be included on the overall playground design at Sloan's Lake. It was conceptualized as the Marstones Constellation splash pad. It was part of the preferred final design of the playground, and it was seen on the preferred concept through our community engagement. Unfortunately, that was repurposed as another play amenity, imaginative play area. Current, we are waiting for permits, and if additional, I know there's a lot to process right now with this project update. The splash pad was very popular amenity. I do understand that if you need additional time, because we only have 5 minutes, if there is a need for us to meet again, specifically to go over splash pad, I'm happy to facilitate that. So I want to stop talking to allow more questions and discussions. Please let me know if there is what else you guys need to discuss.
Yeah, this is Tom Brunn, and I'm president of Sloan's Lake Citizens Group. And I did download the information so that it says project name for the 2021 GO bond, Sloan's Lake Boathouse renovation, $7 million total funded. Is that building a historic landmark?
I don't want to misspeak about the historic designation, but we do have a historic designation, historic inventory and study. I would need, let me see if I can find that. Jesus, do you, did we post that on the website? Do you know?
Usually not something that historically designated by DPR, but it is part of any study moving forward as any design process. So when the design process kicks off, to what Dennis was talking earlier, if it's designated, there will be minimal changes that can be done to the actual building and would have to be folded into the design. So off the top of our, at least off the top of my head, and it seems like Ana doesn't have it on the tips of her fingertips. We're not sure if it's historically designated the building itself, but if it is historically designated, it would be something that we would have to work around with the design.
Yeah, we did do an inventory of what I was referring to. We did do an inventory of historic significance of structures, and then we did an assessment of the conditions of that. And I don't think that really go in detail of the designation, but the information that Jesus provided you guys is accurate.
So coming up later, they'll be doing, when they have the community engagement on the boathouse, for the programming of what the people would like to see in what functions they would like to see in the building.
There will be community engagement to determine all aspects of the future of programming on that within what's feasible for us to implement and also able to fund.
Because $7 million is a pretty good chunk.
It is, you can, but, don't be surprised, if it is historic designated building, it will be very much stretched thin because of that. So I don't have details of what the 7 millions will go into it. Again, we are at the early stages of the project, but thank you for the voters. We do have that resource. Also in the Go Bund link, that also has detailed language, what the voters approved that funding for.
I know you only have 2 minutes left, but could you be more specific why the splash pad has been eliminated?
Is due to permitting issues. We were not
that's what you
able
said
to
before.
get the permit. I'm sorry?
That's what you said before, but that doesn't really tell us anything. What were the
Yes,
permitting issues?
I do agree with you, and that's why I socialized the idea for us to meet in as a follow-up on details about kind of like a follow-up update on the project design change, because it's pretty fresh news to me, and I would like to follow up you guys on more detail.
And William, I think what's important to know is how construction projects work with DPR. So once they move from the planning phase where Ana Claudia was working on it, a construction project manager gets the projects and works on them. As Ana Claudia was doing research on updating for the playground, that's where we found out that the splash pad was going to be removed. So we're not aware of the actual specifics on what those permitting issues are and why the decision was made to remove that from the design. So it's not that we're trying to avoid the question. We simply don't have much more details right now because we're not in that process. Either Ana Claudia or myself are directly involved in that process.
But we'll get the answers to you guys, and then we'll definitely facilitate additional conversation about it. I do understand that it's pretty sad news right now to bear to you guys this evening, but let's talk about it and let's get more information.
And the councilwoman is also aware of this change, and has also asked for additional information on this. So it is something that we're hoping to be able to provide more information on what are some of the issues behind, that led to that decision.
Gina?
Hi, everyone. This is Gina Volpe from Councilman Sandoval's office. I just wanted to chime in. The councilwoman is in our first virtual redistricting meeting, so that's why she's not here tonight. And like Jesus said, we found this out about an hour ago. And Ana Claudia is going to facilitate a meeting with whomever, wherever this decision was made. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, and thank you, Gina, for that. Looking forward to our meeting and then providing the community more information on that. I'm so sorry to cut our meeting short, but I love this idea of us checking in and chatting. So if this community feels that they need to chat with us more, maybe we can brainstorm a frequency where we can do this. Also, the Ask a Planner meetings are great, so hopefully we can have more of those. Feel free to reach out to me via email, and I'm always available to chat. And then if there is any questions that you may have from this meeting, let's shoot them to me, and we'll get the answers to you. And thank you so much for your time today. And I appreciate all the amazing questions that you guys sent via email.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us.